Hi, good morning, students. Welcome to our online class. In previous class, we have discussed about natural resources. In that, meaning and important meaning of natural resources, types of natural resources like renewable resources and non-renewable resources, or exhaustible resources and non-exhaustible resources, and examples. Everything we have discussed, and also we have discussed about scarcity of resources and the factors which becomes the reasons for the increasing scarcity of natural resources and conservation of resources and about the strategies to reduce sorry strategies which can use the to reduce the use of natural resources or to conserve the natural resources. Everything we have discussed, but in this class we are going to discuss about reducing our ecological footprint. Reducing is reducing our ecological footprint. Okay. So here, what do you mean by ecological footprint? Definition, everything we will discuss now. Already you know, Earth is also a planet. It has unlimited resources. Okay. Earth is also one of the planet, but it is a living planet. Okay. It has limited resources, but we're putting more pressure on. Earth is also one of the planet. It has own capacity because it has limited resources, but we're putting more pressure on it. If we cross that capacity, it turns into dangerous situation. Okay, Earth is also one of the planet. Okay, in that so many planets are there. In that it is a one of the living planet. Okay, it has limited resources. There is a limited limitation for the use of resources on this earth, but we putting more pressure on earth by using this available resources, but there is a limit to use that resources. If we cross that limit means what happens we don't know exactly. Okay, so here we putting more pressure, we means here human beings putting more pressure on this earth. So here, how much pressure we have put on this earth? So here there is no particular measurement. So that's why here, is there any way to measure the overall impact of human activity on the earth's environment? Okay, here there is any measure or calculation of the impact of human activity on the Earth's environment. Here, there is no particular measurement how much pressure we are putting on the Earth to calculate it. Okay, here there is no measurement, no any other measurement to calculate how much pressure we are putting on the Earth. Okay, we means here human being. The World Wildlife Fund (WWF) stands for World Wildlife Fund. Okay, WWF stands for here World Wildlife Fund. Here a particular organization is that it defines that. Okay, it devised a particular measure. Okay, the World Wildlife Fund has devised a measure called as the ecological footprint. This term ecological footprint divided by this WWF. Okay, the World Wildlife Fund devised a measure called as the ecological footprint. Then what do you mean by this ecological footprint? Meaning and definition. Meaning and definition of this ecological footprint. Ecological footprint, which gives an idea about the extent of consumption of resources and waste generation by a country or by an individual in a country. What do you mean? It is the meaning of ecological footprint. What is the meaning of ecological footprint? As per this WWF, ecological footprint, which gives an idea about the extent of consumption. Okay, ecological footprint means ecological footprint, which gives ecological footprint means which gives an idea about ecological footprint, which gives an idea about the extent of consumption, the extent of consumption of resources, the extent of consumption of resources and waste generation, waste generation by a country or by an individual, in a country. Okay, by an individual in a country. Here, this WWF World Wildlife Fund says that ecological footprint, which gives an idea about the extent of consumption of resources and waste generation by a country or by an individual in a country. Okay, that is the meaning of this ecological footprint. Okay, according to WWF World Wildlife Fund says that ecological footprint, which gives an idea about the extent of consumption of resources. It means which gives an idea or picture about the extent of consumption of resources. It means total available resources, how much resources are used by the human beings or by a country. Country means here by an individual in that country and waste generation by a country or by an individual in that country. Total ecological footprint means here its meaning in total available resources, how much resources, total available natural resources. It means okay, in total available natural resources, how much natural resources are used or consumed by a country or by an individual, and by consuming that resources, how much waste generated by that country or by an individual in that country. Okay, so it gives about that picture or clear idea how much total natural resources are available, how much consumed, and by consuming that resources, how much waste generated by that country or by that individuals in that country. Okay, so that's why this indicator is an estimation of amount of space on the earth that that an individual uses in order to survive using existing technology. Now only I told you this ecological footprint gives a clear-cut picture about total our natural resources in that country and how much used in that natural resources, and by using that natural resources how much waste generated by that country or by that individuals. Okay, so it is an indicator of estimation of resources. This space includes the biological productive land and water area that produce the resources consumed by that individual, such as food, water, energy, clothing, and building materials, etc. It means in order to survive on this earth, whatever the natural resources are used by human beings or by that country or by that individuals in that country, and how much waste generated by that country or people or by individuals in that country, and how much area covered by them. Okay, it gives clear picture about that. It also includes the amount of land and water required to assimilate the waste generated by that person. It means after using that available natural resources, in order to assimilate that waste, how much area covered by that waste also it calculates. In other words, in simple way, ecological footprint measures a person's demand on the biocapacity of the earth. One more meaning is that, in simple words, the ecological footprint, the ecological ecological footprint measures or calculates or estimates a person's demand on the a person's demand on the biocapacity of the earth. Biocapacity of the earth. Okay. Here, the ecological footprint, a person's demand on the biocapacity of the earth. It is also one of the meaning. Okay. Here two meanings are there. Right, anyone. Okay. Here ecological footprint which gives an idea about extent of consumption of resources and waste generation by a country or by an individual in a country. Or ecological footprint measures a person's demand on the biocapacity on the earth. Okay, these are the two meanings. Next definition. According to WWF, World Wildlife Fund defines country's ecological footprint as the sum of all the cropland, grazing land, forest and fishing grounds required to produce the food, fiber and timber it consumes to absorb the waste is estimated when it uses energy and to provide space for infrastructure. Okay, it is the definition of ecological footprint. According to WWF, World Wide defines that the sum of all the sum of all the cropland, grazing land, forest, fishing ground required to produce the food, fiber, and timber it consumes to absorb and sorry it consumes to absorb the waste estimated when it uses energy and to provide space for infrastructure. Okay, that is the definition of ecological footprint. Okay, so WWF defines the ecological footprint, the ecological footprint as the sum of all the sum of all the cropland, the sum of the all cropland, grazing land, yes, grazing land, grazing land, forest, forest and fishing, forest and fishing, forest and fishing grounds, required to produce forest and fishing grounds required to produce the food fiber, the food fiber, the food fiber, timber, food fiber, timber, food fiber and timber. Oh, sorry, timber. It consumes to absorb. It consumes to absorb. It consumes to absorb the waste estimated waste estimated when it uses energy and to provide energy and to provide when it uses energy and to provide space for infrastructure. Is the definition of ecological footprint. WWF defines, World Wildlife Fund defines that the ecological footprint as the sum of all the cropland, grazing land, forest and fishing grounds required to produce the food, fiber and timber, and it consumes to absorb the waste estimated when it uses energy and to provide space for infrastructure. Okay, it is the definition of ecological footprint. Next, WWF in its Leaving Planet report of 2014 found that in 2010 the global ecological footprint was 18.1 billion global hectares. Okay, as per this WWF World Wildlife Fund's report says that the global ecological footprint was 18.1 18.1 global hectare. Okay, the global footprint was 18.1 billion global hectares. GHA global hectares, 18.1 billion global hectares. Okay, It is the ecological footprint in 2014 as per the 2010 report. Okay, the global ecological footprint was 18.1 billion global hectares. GHCA stands for global hectares, or 2.6 global hectares per capita. Or 2.6 global hectare per capita. Okay. Earth's total biocapacity was 12 billion global hectare. But this WWF report says that in 2014, as per the 2010 report, the total ecological footprint was 18.1 billion global hectares, or 2.6 global hectare per capita. But Earth's total capacity, Earth's total biocapacity, okay, Earth's total biocapacity was 12 billion global hectares. Okay, Earth's total biocapacity was 12 billion global hectares, or 1.7 global hectares per capita. This means that the Earth's people needed 18 billion hectares of productive land in order to provide in order to provide each and every person with the resources they require to support their lifestyle and to absorb the wastes by they produce. Here, what this report says, it means in 2014 WWF has given its report. The ecological footprint was in that time 18.1 billion hectare global hectare. Okay, 18.1 billion global hectares, or 2.6 billion global 2.6 global hectare per capita. But Earth's biocapacity was 12 billion global hectares, or 1.7 global hectare per capita. This means that the Earth's people needed 18 billion hectares of productive land in order to provide each and every person with resources. That is 1.5 planets. If we continue living in the same way we have lived until now, we will exceed the Earth's power of a generation, and in a few decades, time will end. We will need 5 planets, or time we will need 5 planet Earths in order to survive. See, if we continue to live like this means, after few decades, we need 5 Earth-like planets in order to survive on the Earth. Okay, if we continue how we are living now like this means, after few decades we need 5 more planets like Earth. Okay, 5 more Earth-like planets we need in a few days, in a few decades. Okay, because here shortage of natural resources or scarcity of natural resources arise. Okay, we have no space to, we have no more space or sufficient space to live on this planet. So, however, that is not possible. Okay, it's not possible to become 5 planets like Earth. Only one living planet is there, that is only one Earth. So, what we can do? Thus, it gives a clear message to change the way we live and consume resources. So, if it is not possible to become 5 more planets like Earth, so that's why it is better to change our living style. Okay, it means our lifestyle we have to change. Instead of using more natural resources, it is better to use limited resources. Okay, in a good manner without wasting that available natural resources. We have to use and we have to save for future purpose also. Each one of us has ecological footprint and contribute to the enlarging of total footprint. Therefore, if the size of the ecological footprint is to be reduced, we have to make the beginning individually. Unless we start being aware of our own ecological footprint and do something about it, we cannot expect someone else to do that for us. Okay, so here in use our ecological footprint, each and every individuals has to try. If it is not possible, if anyone tried, means it is not possible to reduce our ecological footprint. So each and every individuals has to try to reduce our ecological footprint. Okay, we have to try to reduce our ecological footprint. It is our responsibility. Okay, each and every individual's responsibility. The most important thing is to raise awareness about the issue starting from ourselves. Being as educated ones, it is our responsibility to create awareness in the minds of our common people, whatever the issues we are facing at present due to increase in population. So we have to create awareness about that in the minds of common people and spreading the information to our closest ones. You will have a bigger influence on them than anyone or anything. And next example, if you start recycling and tell your family why you are doing that, they will start recycling too. For example, instead of buying new things, it is better to reuse that old materials instead of purchasing new things, because we have to get utilize from that available resources. Okay, so that's why first ourselves only we have to start reuse that available resources instead of purchasing new things, and we have to say to others to use that available resources without purchasing new ones. Okay, so we have to start recycling the products and spread that news to the neighbors and others and other family members also. Okay, it's a small and simple step to begin with. By it can make a big difference and contribute a lot to reduction of ecological footprint. It seems very easy to do, but if we start like that, means we can contribute a lot to reduce the ecological footprint. Okay, so what can we do reduce our ecological footprint? Food, in case of food, what we do? See that buy organic food or locally grown produce instead of purchasing foreign products, food products. It is better to purchase our domestic food products. Okay, so buy organic food and locally grown produce. Next, have a kitchen garden. Each and every family members or each and every family should have family garden. Okay, or sorry, kitchen garden. Each and every family should have kitchen garden. Okay, kitchen garden means by doing this, sorry, What is the use of that kitchen garden? See that by doing, you cut down on pollution from shipping, fertilizer, packaging, etc. And your food is fresher. Yeah, if we have a kitchen garden means we will get fresh fruits, vegetables, etc. And we can save our money, time, and health also. Okay, so it is better to have kitchen garden. Next, bring your own bags to the store. While going to the market, we should carry one bag instead of taking that plastic bags in the shop. It is better to carry one bag. Next, buy and eat fewer processed food, or processed food have been frozen, canned, or packaged before coming to your. If we have kitchen garden means freshly we fruits, vegetables, and everything. Okay, instead of food, we can eat natural food. Okay, and everything. We can prevent this package and other things also. Instead of drinking a juice box, eat a piece of fruit. Here, nowadays, we go to drink this juice, apple juice, pineapple juice, onion juice, sorry, uh, lemon juice, etc. In the shop, we are going to purchase these juices: apple juice, pineapple juice, lemon juice, etc. Instead of purchasing that juices, it is better to eat directly that fruits only. Instead of purchasing that apple juice, it is better to purchase one apple. Okay, so it is better to our health, or it is good to health. And eat less meat and dairy. Eat less meat and dairy. Nowadays children like to eat dairy products, but that dairy products are harmful to their health. So that's why eat less meat and dairy products. You can get protein from other resources too. Instead of eating that dairy products, it is better to drink milk and milk products. Okay, curd, milk. Oh, it is better to eat. Eat at home instead of ordering out. Instead of ordering food from outside, it is better to prepare in our home and consume that food only. Okay. And in case of energy or electricity, how to reduce that? Put off all lights when not in use. It means at the daytime, it is better to put off all lights in our home and in our college, like that. Okay. Turn the air conditioner and heater off at night. At night, we should turn the air conditioner and heater off at night. Okay. And get outside. Outside activities are fun and take less energy. Keep doors and windows shut when heating or cooling the house or car. Okay. So these are the steps or measures we should take in order to reduce ecological footprint. In case of transportation, walk or ride your bicycle to school. Instead of going in vehicle, it is very near means it is better to go by walk or ride your bicycle to school. Okay, take public transportation instead of using individual vehicles. It is better to use public transportation system. And carpool when where you are going is too far to walk. Okay, and that time instead of it is too far means we have to use vehicles. Okay. Next, creating less waste by products with the least amount of packaging possible, or buy in bulk or in big boxes rather than in individually wrapped containers. Instead of purchasing separate products which contains more packaging and other things, it is better to purchase lump sum products in single pack. Okay, because we can reduce waste with that. And ask for no bag when you buy something you can carry without one. Okay, recycle much as possible. It means and purchase recycled products when you can. Here each and every person recycle as much as possible, and we have to purchase the recycled products in order to encourage that industries and that individuals. Okay, and mend things that are broken, don't throw it away, don't throw them away. Okay, it means broken products once again we have to use by making some alternatives. Okay, donate old items to someone who can use them. For example, old pants, shirts, and other things and other materials we have to give to the users instead of throwing or instead of burning. It is better to donate to others. Buy items that can buy items that can be used over and over are not disposable. It means the products which have or the materials or the products which have more durability, we have to purchase that kind of products. Reuse water bottles or and recycle them too. Instead of purchasing new bottles, it is better to have one particular bottle. Next, water. In case of water, how to save it? Turn off the top while brushing your teeth. Okay, it is a good habit to turn off the tap while brushing your teeth. Don't pour toxic down storm drains. It means we don't mix dangerous chemicals with drains. Okay, run only full loads in your dishwater, sorry, dishwasher or washing machine. Run only full loads in your dishwasher or washing machine. Put a brick in your toilet tank. It saves thousands of liter of water a year. Use Indian type toilets more. Okay. And in case of community, how to reduce ecological footprint. Educate people in the community about their ecological footprint and what they can do to make it smaller. Okay, and join a group that works to make local rivers and streams healthier. Instead of mixing these waste products with river water and other water bodies, we have to clean that. Get involved with a recycling program. So many river recycling programs are undertaken by central government and state government. So it is better to involve in that. Okay, Ganga Siddhikarani Yojana recently launched by Narendra Modi government. So many people involved in that. Okay, in order to clean Ganga river. Try try to calculating try calculating your school's ecological footprint and get classes to work together. Or more information is available at www.myfootprint.org. org. Okay, in that you will search about ecological footprint more information. Okay, if you want more information means search in that website www.myfootprint.org. Okay, thus with simple steps, we can make a big difference to conserve our resources and reducing our pressure on the environment. The total aim of this is to conserve the natural resources for future generation. Okay, it means for forthcoming days, we have to save available natural resources and we have to use in a limited way that resources without wasting. Okay. So Mahatma Gandhi said that be the change you want to see in others. Okay? Be the change, be the change you want to see in others. Okay? Be the change you want to see in others. First, we have to change ourselves, then only it is possible to see change in others, it means. Okay? So, with this chapter completed, before concluding today's class, I would like to give some important questions. So first question is, what do you mean by ecological footprint? Next question, define ecological footprint. And next, as per the WWF's report, what is the Earth's total biocapacity? What was the Earth's total biocapacity? And what are the measures to reduce ecological footprint? These are the questions. Write the answers and send in your personal WhatsApp group. Thank you guys. We will meet in next class.